Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to UCOV, which stands for Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Venice. Each and every one of you is very welcome here today and every day, and we are delighted that you've chosen to be with us. We hope you'll meet someone new and find something in today's service that inspires you. My name is Janet Knudsen, and I will be your worship associate today. If you'd like to learn more about UCOV and all we offer for learning and connection, please visit our website at uucov.org or our Facebook page. If you're joining us online, please know that your donations are welcome and can be made remotely by clicking the donate button on our website. Do we have any visitors with us today? Anybody visiting from... Would you mind standing and just telling us your name and where you're from?
Karen and Frank from the Chicago area, outside of Chicago.
Okay, welcome Karen and Frank from the Chicago area. And in the back row?
Kathy and Bob from South Portland, Maine.
South Portland, Maine, Kathy and Bob. Anyone else visiting with us today?
We're Fred and Eleanor Smith. We've been here several times. We're from Burlington, Vermont.
Well, a big welcome from the Vermonters. If you haven't already done so, we hope anyone visiting will visit our welcoming table on the lanai if you haven't already done so. Anybody that's just come back from up north? A few of you. Welcome back, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Great to have you back. Now, you all should have been handed an order of service as you came in the door, and there are some activities coming up this week that are on the back of that. And lots more announcements are coming up at the end of the service. So today's prelude is called Pictures at an Exhibition. And it was written in memory of the composer's friend who had passed away. He was an artist. And the entire piece describes the paintings in the exhibition. But the section that Lisa is playing for us this morning is at the start, and it's called The Promenade. And the composer is walking up to the paintings that were done by his deceased friend. The words to accompany our chalice lighting this morning are from a traditional Hindu blessing. On this propitious festival of lights, may the radiance of joy, richness, and happiness illuminate your life and your home. May the light of Diwali burn away all that is unwanted and light our way into joy. Today's service will be led by our interim minister, the Reverend Amy Petrie Shaw.
Diwali is a holiday about joy, and I hope you come in with joy today, even though the world itself isn't always joyous. I hope you come in with a burning heart and a glowing face, although the world may have places of gloom and terror and hatred and dismay. I hope that you can come in here and you can shine like a star, so that everyone can see how incredible you are. I hope that you shine like gold or a blackbird's wing, like a precious gem. I hope you shine with an inner light that no horror can destroy, because as long as you are glowing, as long as you are living and thriving and hoping, as long as you are creating, there is hope. So come and let us worship here together on this wonderful Diwali. And please take just a second to say hello or to introduce yourself to the people nearest to you. And we're going to keep the joy going with our first hymn this morning. Please rise in body or spirit as you are willing and join in singing number 1018. Come and go with me, verses 1, 2, and 4. Children's chapel today is going to be a little different. I am going to turn it over to Marilyn Amick, who has something special for us today. Where's the...
On this side.
I think I've got it. All right. There you go. Hi, kids. This morning, we're going to talk a little bit about art. Not so much right now, but I just want to congratulate you because you have what a lot of very famous artists have always wanted, which is childhood, because you have such an open imagination and an open spirit. So in that vein, we're going to celebrate it today by having a little parade, and we're going to sing and join in Octopus's Garden.
That's great.
We are so lucky this week to have a marvelous salute to art at UCOV. And I believe Marilyn Amick and Linda Taylor are in charge of that for us, so I'd like to call you all up.
Well, I have to catch my breath for a minute. An early memory for me is of the arts and crafts group that got together very early on. And it was pretty active. It was so active, in fact, that we soon had a craft sale twice a month after the service at the Venice Ranch. Along the way, we have had various sketching sessions and art lessons, most recently Pat Wellington's art class, and we can't forget Kathy Avery's craft sessions. Bonnie Hurley has been holding origami classes here and at Village on the Isle. So going back to the beginning, once we got into our sanctuary, well, at the beginning we had two original banners that were made by members of UCOV. And recently we've gotten two new banners that were made by Pat and Tom's sister. At the opening of the sanctuary, we were gifted with a stained glass piece by Mariette Glover. And we were also gifted by 4 Nantucket baskets made by Jenny Olson, who was a fabulous Nantucket basket weaver. I had begun making pages for the memorial book and was joined by Laura Marcusa, Linda Gale Taylor, and Pat Wellington. If you want to get to know some of the people who were mentioned at last week's celebration of the 25th anniversary, you will find them in the pages and with bios and photos in the memorial book, which exists to memorialize any member or friend with bios and pictures, and you get in by being requested by any other member or friend at any time. In fact, I'm just making a page for Marion Fox right now. I have also made several Legacy Friends banners, and I kept running out of room over the years, so I changed to embroidery, and now we have lots of room on our new banner. So please join Legacy Friends. Fran Banachek reminded me that we had an arts journal published in 2005 with short stories, poems, drawings, paintings, and liner cuts by Nan Kritzler, Pat Wellington, Fran Banachek, Carl and Mary Leone, and Mary Ann Lombard. And I have put it on the stand usually occupied by the memorial book so that you can look at it after the service. As well, we've had many artistic clergy. Suzanne wrote, Don played piano and painted, Mike played the flute, and his wife was a painter and a sculptor. Dennis wrote, and Amy, well, you know, she does it all. Once we had an art week that started on a Sunday with an art show and sale to benefit UCOV, a Friday night sharing session on my favorite art piece that I own, and a Sunday talk on Vincent van Gogh. Then last year we had an art auction, and this year we are having a raffle and offering 3 different objects, which I forgot to bring up here, so just hang on 1 minute.
Can we help you with that, Marilyn?
That's a hand-woven, hand-spun mohair lap rug or throw. Then we have a Chinese turquoise necklace and a leather bag from Furla. So I'll get those out and show you those two, and then I'm done. And you can buy tickets to the raffle after the service out on the patio. I'll have a table out there.
And you made the throw, right?
Yes.
She's a weaver.
Here's the bag. It's a beautiful bag. Beautiful chain handle.
Many of your grandkids liked the Barbie movie. This is the color of the year. This is pop pink.
And we have a Chinese turquoise necklace with a silver catch. And turquoise is becoming very rare. In fact, the U.S. mines are practically petering out, and China is responsible for a lot of the turquoise we get. But this is Chinese turquoise with a little black kind of spiderwebby effect, and that's what they call it, spiderweb turquoise. And
Marilyn, use the mic for the people at home.
well, anyway, those are the prizes, and you can see them on the on the patio after the service. Thank you.
Marilyn did art in the past, and I'm doing art in the present. And the criteria came out in the connection this early summer, and also in Touch, and also in the announcements. The criteria was twofold. One, it had to have something to do with UCOV, and two, it had to be no greater than 20 by 24 inches framed and wired for hanging. And you can see up here that we have UCOV artistic license. The first one was done by Marilyn over there on the left, and it represents our first principle. And it's a collage. And all I could think of was the soul collage some of us did, and the brain started working, like, wouldn't that be nice to have more of those? And underneath, Bev Morrison brought in the basket that was done by Sarah McGurkle, and Sarah was a longtime member and now is in assisted living. And the next panel shows artwork by Pat Wellington. It's our water lilies of UCOB and flowers of UCOB. And then we have the next panel is two pieces done by Johann Berman, and it's again the water lilies and a beautiful rendition of our congregation. Bev?
Just one correction. The basket is made by Martha Williams.
Oh, I,
There's series of baskets that many of us have.
Oh.
And she and her husband Dave went to the western part of the country in the summer and would get the antlers that had been discarded. And so every basket that Martha made is shaped to that and is one of a kind.
oh, okay.
Martha, thank you.
Thank you very much. And the other panel here at the very top it was controversial whether or not we should put in this show, because it was done by Mary Ann Lombard, and at her celebration of life, her family gave a lot of art in a box outside on the lanai, and told us to take what we wanted. And Serena donated this piece. It's not quite UCOB, but it's still beautiful. And I framed it for her. And the lower one is one that I had done. It's Sumie, and it started out with rice paper that was Sumi Ganashi, and then I did it in Gombe style and with Japanese Sumi ink and Chinese and Japanese watercolor paints. And I want to thank, oh, and the last minute today, Alicia Boyle brought in a painting down that's, you can probably see. Oh, thanks, Sean.
They're happy dogs.
We could spin it with the dog that we have here at UCOF. And I just want to thank the artists that presented, and I know there are a lot more visual artists out there. And also thanking Sabrina for her consultation, and Reverend Amy for allowing us to do it at this time, and the people that helped me set it up, Jackie Whitus, Bill Reynolds, and Steve Leapley. Thank you very much.
Thank you all so much, and thank every artist who's contributed and who will contribute to UCOV. It's amazing. This is the time in the service when we do our offering, and we always do it with levity because giving shouldn't hurt. This month's dedicated offering goes to Good Samaritan Pharmacy and Health Services. They provide medical services to uninsured, financially needy members of our community, and they are staffed almost entirely by volunteers. And here's what you've been waiting for, the terrible joke of the day. It was a hot November day, and a traveling preacher was passing through a small town in Florida when he saw a wrinkled and shriveled little old man sitting on a rocking chair on the porch of a house. His hair had fallen out, and he only had a few teeth left. His skin was yellow, and his back was bent. But he was painting something on an easel and grinning. So the preacher stopped and yelled over to him, "You look as if you don't have a care in the world. What's your secret for a long and happy life?" And the wizened old man thought for a minute and said in a weak and frail voice, "Well, I spend my mornings painting. I go out dancing every day, and I eat a whole pizza for lunch. At dinner, I have a steak and some good scotch, and I eat chocolate cake for breakfast. I drive my car fast, drink whatever I can the rest of the day. I never exercise, and I smoke 3 Cuban cigars a day. I date new people every week, and I don't go to bed until 4 in the morning." The preacher was in shock. He said, "That's incredible. How have you managed to live this long? Exactly how old are you?" You can feel this coming. And the wrinkled, wizened little old man thought for a minute and said, let me think, 22, but I have a birthday next week." Art will keep you young, or at least keep you going. The morning offering will now be given and gratefully received. Thank you so much for these gifts and for absolutely everything that you do for the life and the work of this community. Because it's the community that matters, the human hands and the human hearts that come together here to share laughter and tears and everything in between. We're entering into the time of sharing our joys and concerns. You can raise a hand and someone will bring you a microphone. We only ask that you share what stories are yours to tell. Before the service or during, you're welcome to come up and light a candle at the candle table. During Joys and Concerns, I will light for you. So if you have anything to share, please raise your hand.
Hi, I'm Connie Sokolowski, and finally, I'm a grandmother. Had a little grandson.
I actually have a sorrow to share today. My niece's husband was shot in the early hours yesterday morning. He is expected to survive, but he's a member of a SWAT team in Austin, Texas, and was responding to a domestic situation, which, as you know, is very dangerous. And he will survive, but one of his fellow SWAT members was killed on the scene. So if you could just keep in your thoughts my niece Wendy and her husband John and their 2 little girls. Thank you.
Just to follow up, yesterday there was an absolutely incredible expo at the UUs of Sarasota from 4 to 6 p.m. with a lot of nonpartisan groups. And then there was a lecture by Dr. Ruth Ben-Ghiat, some of you may have seen on television, about fascism on our doorstep. And she emphasized that the beginning of that also is violence, is encouraging violence with our elected officials, showing guns, as many people saw guns in the 2022 Christmas cards. It's incredible, but I'll tell you, the amazing thing, the good news is she gives hope for the amount of people that are getting together, rising up and sharing thoughts and working. And what John Van Camp is doing with this new Suncoast Coalition for Social Justice is incredible. And you can find out more at our social justice table. We're doing good things. And I just have to say one miracle. Yesterday, I had a table with a friend on the effort of the county commissioners to defund our public libraries and start banning books in the public libraries. And we had petitions. I had 3 full pages of petitions. And my friend said, how are you going to get this to the county commissioners by Tuesday? And a lady stopped by and she said, you need help? I'm really good at Excel. She took them, she sent me the Excel list of all these people at 1:30 in the morning, this morning, and I'm going to send it out, the online petition to people when I get home from church. It's a miracle.
I'm from Maine, and Aletha Boyle, and I want to have everybody keep in their hearts the people from Lewiston, Maine, who had 18 people shot in a bowling alley and a nightclub. So if you could just keep all of the people in Maine. It was 25 miles from my house. It's just terrible, terrible.
I'm John Van Camp, and I want to share a celebration. My friend turned 80, which is not that special, given some of you in here. I get that. But what is special is that we've been friends for 74 years, and I had the memories to share.
Hi, I can't mention everything that was wonderful about our 5 months away, so I'm going to go with the most recent, which is my brother, 2 of his daughters each have 2 young children, and one of them lives on a nice little dead-end road. Her husband is the biggest Halloween kid you'll ever meet. You've never seen a home outdoors so decorated and lit up. He has a John Deere tractor with a wagon behind it. So the friends come and the neighbors come, and we had 10 children, and we had more adults to walk those 10 children around than there were kids, and the adults were mostly all in costume too. So it was a wonderful Halloween, and it did share the spirit of hope in children and fun.
Any other joys or sorrows?
We also light a candle today for the people of Israel and the people of Palestine. We pray for a way forward. We hope for peace. We stand with all people who would be free and against genocide. We may not be able to figure out the complex and ever-changing situation in the Middle East, but we can still hope and pray for the innocent people of Palestine and the innocent people of Israel who did not ask for this war. May the love of this community hold all who need love and concern. May the light of our community shine on the broken places of the world. May we never look away when we're needed. May the grieving be comforted and the tired find rest. May the broken places be healed, and may those who are filled with joy and laughter be abundant.
This morning's reading is called How Art Replaced Religion by Francesca Gavin. In this highly secular society, spiritual expression and religious ritual are waning. I, like many, am too absorbed in the freedoms and excesses of urban life to slow down and meditate. So where do those sacred urges go? If you don't do days of rest, what do you do? It seems to me that art has replaced religion. So if you fancy something sublime, emotive, or life-changing, and God won't do, I recommend art. It works for me. I want something in life that inspires me on a grand, overwhelming scale. And visiting a major gallery is like stepping into a 21st century cathedral. Tate Modern's awesome, cavernous space echoes religious architecture. The former power station towers resemble steeples pointing heavenward, albeit through the titanium-tinted spectacles of high modernism. The classical pillars of the National Gallery aren't very different from St. Paul's Cathedral. Even the simple, small, white cube galleries in East London are like Friends meeting houses or Puritan chapels. Keeping up with contemporary art can also feel like a religion of its own. Attending and keeping track of all the exhibition openings each week takes some serious devotion, something eager followers like myself can strain under. No one said religion was easy. Finding a new space or temporary installation has an element of ritualistic pilgrimage to it. No need to see a visiting guru when you can see a show by modern art gods Damien Hirst or Anselm Kiefer. Art angels shows in disused mail-sorting warehouses, seaside towns, and marginal spaces have to be searched out. Finding these secret installations gives the art flock a sense of true devotion, like worshiping at lesser-known shrines. I feel that the rise of art as a force in modern life can only be a good thing. There should be places in life to release some of the pressure of daily existence, moments of meditation, breaks from the everyday things that force you to examine life and work out your own personal philosophy. And if looking at Anish Kapoor's abstract sculptural shapes or Thomas Demann's super real paper environments or a cut-up billboard piece on the street doesn't do it for you, there's always football. Please join now in 1 minute of silent meditation, thought, or prayer.
Our interlude today features the idea of a will of the wisp. Now, some of you may know what this is, but for those of you who don't, traditional wisdom says that will of the wisps are dangerous. They're small pockets of gas that actually can be seen floating over and near bogs, swampy areas, and sometimes graves. So can you imagine 200 years ago walking near a swampy, secluded area and seeing little lights dancing? And the traditional wisdom was that if you followed them, they would lead you to possibly your death. Now, what would really happen if you followed them, you might walk into the bog. But will-o'-the-wisps were at the same time magical and terrifying. Please. In the interest of time. In the interest of time, we are going to drop the centering hymn and go straight to the sermon. These words are adapted from a piece by Reverend D.C. Fortune. Alone in the darkness, a single flame can illuminate and bring hope. Alone in the darkness, a single flame must eventually burn out and go dark. Our lives are a flicker of time between kindling and exhaustion, bringing light to the world through the love we share. As we gather around our chalice flame, let us remember and celebrate the lives we share and the lives we have lost, and welcome one another into the circle of light. Welcome in. Those are lovely words. They're lovely words at the end of a week filled with conflict in the Middle East and politics Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're talking about both art and the holiday of Diwali today. And it struck me as I was writing that the best art, the most meaningful art, does exactly that. It welcomes you in. Maybe that's why we have so many artists here. Art welcomes you into the mind and the heart, into the life of the artist. It welcomes you into the circle of all people who've had the experience of seeing the painting or hearing the song. And the best part, maybe the most beautiful part, is that not everybody will like the piece. Not everybody likes the song. If everybody likes what you're doing, it's a little too milquetoast. The beauty of art is that some people are going to hate it. But like it or hate it, we have experienced it. We are part of the same circle. We're welcomed into the same community of those who've had an experience with the piece, regardless of where we fall on the like-dislike spectrum. Now, this week is Diwali, celebrated by Hindus and Jains and Sikhs and newer Buddhists. Each faith does it a little bit differently. It marks different historical events and different stories. But for each group, the festival represents the exact same thing: victory of light over darkness, knowledge over ignorance, and good over evil. What an awesome holiday for us to talk about as we work through our Right to Read festival, as we celebrate art. Diwali is a very you kind of holiday. Diwali tells us that it doesn't matter what particular story or metaphor you're using. We're all celebrating the same thing: the idea that good is going to win. Now, depending on what part of India you are in, part of Diwali involves honoring one of two goddesses or avatars of the same goddess. First, there's Lakshmi. And Lakshmi is the goddess of wealth and prosperity. And she's worshipped throughout the year and on some special holidays. Her holiday during the week of Diwali is called, and then please excuse my pronunciation, Kojagari Lakshmi Puja. And the word Kojagara is said to mean the night of awakening, and it's derived from the question Ko Jagordi, which means who is awake. So Lakshmi comes to earth on this day and goes around asking the question, who is awake? In order to get blessed, people light their lamps and they celebrate all night so that when they feel her presence, they can yell, I am awake. I am awake and I deserve good things. I don't know about you, that's hard for me to say in a loud voice. Hi, I'm Amy and I deserve good things. Something inside me goes, oh, be humble. No, this holiday says, no, knock that off. I am and I deserve good things. Lakshmi is bright and beautiful and glittery. She's the light flashing off all the good things just harvested, the light that shines on gold coins, the gold in the shine of a chalice, or on the edges of a book when they've been glittered. She is the creative form of God the Mother. She creates through birth. She creates all the good and beautiful things in the world. She is the goddess of the creative process. You honor Lakshmi by setting up an altar draped in red. There's no humbleness here. Red, screaming red. You offer money and rice and oil and good-smelling spices, and you are very clear when you set this altar up. You're honoring her because you want good things to come to you. You want there to be more good than evil or bad in your world. This is not bribery. This is, here are beautiful, expensive things. Here's some gold stuff. Here's pretty glitter. Because I want good things. This is hard to do for modern Americans who in general are nice people. It's really hard to say, gimme. Lakshmi asked, who is awake and is there to give them what they want because they are awake and looking for her. She brings the light of prosperity and the joy in getting what you want. You remember how you felt when you were a child on Hanukkah or Christmas? When you opened that present and it was the exact right present? Or maybe it was a birthday. Or maybe it was just the joy of looking in the window of a store and finding the perfect thing. That pure joy of that is what I want. That's what Lakshmi brings. But she brings it only to the people who dare to claim it. You have to say, I'm awake and I want it. You have to light the light. You have to make the art. You have to ask. You have to celebrate. Lakshmi tells us it is okay to take your own side, to ask for the things that bring you joy, and here's the caveat, as long as they are really good things. It's okay to ask for enough food, as long as you don't ask that it comes from someone else's plate so that they starve. It's okay to ask for peace and an end to war, as long as you don't ask for the utter destruction of other people. It's okay to ask for enough money, as long as that doesn't impoverish someone else. The goddess says, ask and I'll give you enough to share with the world. So the Lakshmi aspect of the goddess says it's okay to want good things to happen. Now, a 3,500-year-old goddess might not seem very relevant, but her message is, we have all kinds of people in our country trying to figure out how to work together. Lakshmi says, ask boldly and clearly for what you want. Ask for something to be given to you rather than taken away from someone else. If you're following the way of this goddess, you're always speaking positively. You do not say, this is what I hate, but instead, this is what I love. Never, this is what I would destroy, but instead, this is what I would build. So a conservative, a Republican, a Democrat, an extreme liberal, they can all ask for peace. They can all ask for enough for their family, for jobs, for good health, to be safe, to be loved. They can all come together in a UU church. This honors that glowing light inside you that Lakshmi reflects. Now, the other goddess aspect, and this is wild, that is celebrated during Diwali is Kali. Any of you heard of Kali? You've probably seen her with all the arms. That's Kali. And according to a Bengal legend, after the gods lost in a battle with demons, goddess Kali was born from the forehead of goddess Durga. It's a very non-traditional birth there. And she was a personification of female power. She was born to save heaven and earth from the cruelty of the demons of the world. But after killing all the demons, Kali lost control, and she started killing anything that got in her way. It only stopped when Lord Shiva intervened, and you see the Ma Kali images with the tongue hanging out and the arms with the weapons. That is the moment when she steps on Lord Shiva and repents. The worship of Kali involves an idea that is not common in the West, the idea that the ultimate, you can call it God, you can call it whatever you want, but whatever ultimate there is good and bad at once. They say fire can cook your food or it can burn down a house. Dedication can get results, but zealotry will destroy a cause. Kali can create or destroy with her presence, and it reminds us that this is all a relative human experience, and that the universe is greater and more complex, more gray than some simplistic black and white world. At Diwali, you celebrate that amazing complexity by lighting a lamp and remembering that even Kali calmed down. Even Kali, the killer, returned to the light, refound peace. Darkness ends. Lakshmi and Kali are two faces of the same idea, the idea that it is good to ask for and fight for and create what is wanted and needed, and that it is needless and useless and dangerous to lose sight of positive goals. So take your own side. Set those positive goals. Create what you will. Ask the universe for what you need. Work to make it happen. Each of us holds an amazing light inside. Each of us can work for the light and bring the light into the world as we work for the positive things we want and need, as we create the things we can envision. So light your own lamps this week and every week. Work for the good. Let your life be a light in the world for as long as you are alive. Alone in the darkness, a single flame can illuminate and bring hope. Alone in the darkness, a single flame must eventually burn out and go dark. Our lives are a flicker between kindling and exhaustion, bringing light into the world through the love we share and the things we create. So welcome into a circle of light where you do not have to think alike to be welcome. I am so glad you are here. Amen. Carry the light of hope in your heart and burn with the fire of joy as you go forth. We're going to sing We'll Build a Land, number 121, verses 1, 3, and 4. So please rise in body or spirit as you are willing and able. 1, 2, 1. blaze across the sky, and may you sparkle like gold and silver. Peace, ashe, and may it be so. We're going to go through one time for the postlude.
Now, if you wouldn't mind taking your seats for just a couple more minutes, because we do have some announcements. Next Sunday, November 19th, there will be an open congregational meeting after the service to explain our new annual giving program. Saturday, November 18th is Pride Day. See Amy ASAP if you want to work in the UCOV booth, and Pride Day, I think, is at the Suncoast Cathedral this year. Are you thinking about becoming a member of UCOV? If so, you should know that our two-part Pathways class will meet this Tuesday and Thursday, so see Amy if you're interested in that. Tomorrow, join Jack and Pat for Article 2 discussions. Sign up for either 10 a.m. or 6:30 p.m. to learn more about Article 2. Next Saturday, we will have our trivia contest. It's $50 for a team to sign up, and there will be 3 prizes. And Reverend Amy says she's going to win, so we'll see. December 6th from 5 to 8 at Sandalwood Park Clubhouse will be our annual Rockin' Holiday Party. Sign up on the lanai or contact Eileen Leapley. Saturday, December 16th, join us for Cookies and Carols. So make or buy a set of cookies to decorate, and then sing along with us. Anyone interested in getting the abortion rights amendment on the ballot in Florida in 2024 should stop by the social justice table to see how you can help. Thank you very much.